Right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see where we're going. This is a little read I call the weekend read. We are posting this for energies happening over the next few days. Here in the States, we have a holiday weekend, so I thought I would do this. All right, so let's see where we're going. Next week, I'll be posting the June readings for each zodiac sign. I've also posted the mid month readings for each zodiac sign. There is a playlist if you want to check it out after you're done with this reading, especially if the title, which I don't know what it is yet, has resonated with you. So let's see where we're going. Thinker. That's a 44 card. That's an Aquarian card. Happy, happy. That's one of my favorite cards. Joyfulness and time to go. So some of you are manifesting true happiness. And part of the, let's see here, serendipity. I got the Sagittarian energy here too with Jupiter. Jupiter is moving into Gemini this weekend. So Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. As I'm doing this reading, we have the Sagittarius full moon. So that is the opposite energy of Gemini. Y'all, Gemini. I have Gemini and Aquarius here. I'm not seeing Libra yet, but I'm sure we'll see it in the extended. I'll pull cards for each of you, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, to get you specific information. I want to say to you that some of you are unlocking or manifesting a very happy future. You see that keyhole there? There's something about knowing that you're worthy of this happiness that has made all the difference. I feel like you can manifest and visualize and do all this stuff, but if it's a route to escaping an existing situation instead of a, hey, I'm accepting of this current situation, this is where I am, there's some good stuff to it, there's some not good stuff to it, but I'm not running away from it. I'm not trying to escape it. What I'm trying to do is expand. I'm trying to get into that next level of myself. And so part of the next level of myself has to do with where I am now. So radical acceptance is key, but it's also kind of like not making things worse than they are by saying that that's who you are. So if you're in a situation that you don't like, job situation, relationship situation, whatever it is, it's not your identity. It's not who you are. It's a thing that's going on, right? It's like a car accident. It's something that happens, but it's not who you are. So don't turn your current situation, especially if you don't like it. If no bueno, if I don't like it, it's not an indictment of who you are. And it's also not your identity. It's also not who you are. All right. So let's see where we're going with this. I feel like some of you are going to have a bit of a stroke of luck. And the thing is, it's like, it's just time to go from a situation that you're not super psyched about. It's just time to move. It's time to shift. You're like, okay, this current situation isn't what I want for the long term. So like, okay, I am here and this is what's going on. And this is how I want to move it. This is where I want it to go. There's a little bit of luck here. And I do feel like some of you do have to leave someone or something or some situation behind. And that might have been the sticking point. I saw that in the morning message for Friday, May 24th, that with the divine masculines especially, that there is something that they're getting out of the current situation. So even if, this is I'm making this up, this total example, that I'm in a relationship with someone who's a malignant narcissist or something like that, and I feel victimized by this person and everything like that. But to step into my power will let the genie out of the bottle, and I don't know what's going to happen. Right? I don't know if I can muster the energy to do it. So I just stay in the situation for years. And there's something to that. There's a sense of the thing that's going to make the shift is for you to recognize that, first of all, your circumstances are not your identity. And second of all, what is your identity? Are you telling yourself that it's okay to be a victim, that I'm a victim in this case? And it gives me permission to not take action because out of fear, like I don't know what's going to happen, or out of some kind of like, I don't know what's on the other side of this. I'm afraid of what's on the other side of this. Like there's a lot of people who stay in relationships too long, really, because they are afraid to be single. Okay. But at least recognize that. At least know that that's what's happening. It's not that this is who I am and this is where I need to be. Not really. Not if you're super unhappy or it's not aligning with where you're going in your life. So Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Hierophant, Six of Wands. Look at that. Star energy, healing energy. Wow. The Tower and the Four of Cups. There is a relationship, Ten of Swords, that's going to be over. And I feel like what I just said to you, some of you might have resonated with that story, that you're in a relationship that isn't really good or isn't fulfilling or is not something that you thought it was going to be, or it's not what you want, or you feel unloved or something like that. And I just get the feeling that it's reflective of how much love do you give to yourself. And some of you are breadcrumbing yourselves. Okay. Some of you are saying it's okay to just get a pittance from another person. And when you recognize that it's time to give myself love, it's time for nurturance and taking better care of myself, this all shifts. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why some of you may not be stepping into self-love, because you know it's going to end a situation on some level and you're not ready for it yet. Because I don't know what's on the other side of that. I'm not ready for it yet. Okay, so what's coming up? What's coming on here? Eight of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. Going to be learning some new stuff here. Oh, there's the Lover's card, Gemini energy again. So I have Gemini and Aquarius. I have Aquarius here. I've got Sag. I've got Taurus. Okay, so boy, that Ace of Wands has really been loud in my readings too. Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Yeah, there is something about making a choice and walking away in order to build your future. I feel like some of you are going to be getting a lot of downloads. That's what this thinker is about. I know it's not meditation and thinking is not meditating. Thinking is your mind. But there's something here about giving some focus to what it is you do want to create. And I feel like that brings in a lot of downloads, okay? And a lot of ideas, a lot of feeling inspired, okay? And that's really beautiful because Three of Pentacles, some of you are going to be building something brand new. Could be a new relationship or could be just yourself, not just, but could be yourself that you're building. And that means that this situation that you're currently in is going away. You're learning more about yourself here. You're learning what you're wanting to build. It's inspiring. Now, that is something you can get behind. If there's a feeling of like dread, like, ooh, I don't want to go from this because if it depletes you, there's a lack of awareness of something that's inspirational. I feel like some of you need some inspiration in order to move on from something that isn't for you anymore. It doesn't have to be terrible. All right. It doesn't have to be some horrific situation. It's just like, meh, this isn't for me. But if there's no inspiring, I'm an air, I got a lot of air, so I know what that's about. If it's not inspiring to you, then there's no movement. Okay. Some of you have, in the past, and I will count myself among this group, that have left relationships only when there was another person to go toward, or only when there was another opportunity for relationship. If you're in a place where you think you have no opportunity for a relationship, that can squash your desire to move on from something, even if it's not good. And so I'm getting the feeling that the universe is bringing in some new ideas or bringing in some new ways of looking at what's happening so that you will be inspired, right? Ooh, ah, look at that sparkly thing. Ooh, ah. Okay. So I don't feel like it's like squirrel, sparkly object. I don't necessarily feel like it's just a mirage. I don't feel like that. Because it's pentacles. I feel like there's something real to it. It's like something you can get behind, something you can feel motivated by. So that it's like, okay, it's kind of dwarfing this. It's moving from this 10 of swords. Like, I'm not moving on from a situation because I feel like it's going to feel like this 10 of swords. Like, oh, I'm going to regret it if I step out of this relationship and I never have another love partner ever in my life. If you can get to the place where you're like, oh, I don't even care. I don't even really think that I necessarily need that in my life. I might want that in my life, but I don't need it. It's not something that is like my identity. Some people's identity are wrapped up in their relationships, for sure. Okay, you've seen it. Not that big a deal. That's like people misunderstand what identity is. Okay, identity is really your core frequency, your core self. It's not the stuff that's external to us, even other people, even relationships, because we think we're in the relationship, and we are in many ways, but not as an identity. You are still your sovereign being. Okay, and I feel like that's a thing that people can get sort of twisted around in. There's something coming in here, Ace of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, that kind of dwarfs it, right? It drops from that 10 of Swords to this 3 of Swords. Like, this is kind of manageable. 10 of Swords, like, this guy's not getting up, right? Not getting up. But the 3 of Swords, kind of manageable. I hear growling Charlie. So talk to me more about this 8 of Cups. I see 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Talk to me more about that. New opportunity coming on. Oh yeah, Fool, Freedom, 9 of Cups, King of Wands. Oh yes. On the next holiday, as I'm doing this reading, this is a holiday weekend in the United States, Memorial Day weekend, where we honor those who have fallen, those who have stepped up and made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. We honor them. It's not necessarily a joyful event. It's become something else in the United States. It's become the unofficial start of summer and things like that. But it's sort of important to, I don't know, this little PSA. It's kind of important to remember what's actually going on. There's something about remembering sacrifices or something like that. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of spirituals on that. Queen of Wands and King of Wands. So there can be some event or some person or some situation that kind of steps on the stage that reminds you of the sacrifices you have made in your life, reminds you of the things that you now want to put in play, gets you inspired. Okay, because this is a timing card. 3 of Cups is on the next holiday, which we're sitting on right now. Whatever holiday you celebrate, if you're not in the United States or if you have other things going on, could be your birthday, could be whatever holiday that you see as coming next. There's some kind of offer coming in, Ace of Pentacles, and then this Ace of Wands here, that's going to kind of make you forget this big sacrifice or this thing that you created an identity around. It's going to shift that for you and be like, oh, no, I really love this. I love this idea. This feels so awesome to me. So there's an inspirational moment here where this doesn't seem such a big deal. And hang on, let's see. 3 of Swords, Queen of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, Hermit, 5 of Swords. It's like you've been holding yourself back. You have been holding yourself back. Something or somebody is going to come in to remind you of that. It could be a teacher, this Hermit, this Queen of Swords. It could be, a friend and or someone with a new idea or some kind of inspiration, some kind of, even someone coming across your Instagram feed that's inspiring to you. The memes have a purpose. Okay, the memes have a purpose. They're not just these dumb things, with pretty writing on them. They're really meant to help you align with what's true for you. When you see a meme and you're like, oh, boy, truth. We are in this Gemini Sag moment here, especially with this full moon, and I'm doing the readings right as we're talking in the full moon. Some kind of inspiration comes in that's going to shift everything. All right, so let's go deeper. I'll pull cards for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius in the extended. If you want to continue on with me, there's a link below. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.